And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Lost Odyssey. I'm your host, the RPG guy, and it's been a while for me since my last session. So hopefully I remember what I'm doing. But I believe we've done everything there is to do in town that's not story related, so I think it's in our best interest to, per se, move on. That's what I would assume. The captain is probably nervous about the trip or something. He said that his stomach was hurting. I wonder if he'll be alright. Okay. Hey, you guys, have you seen Captain Dozel? A captain? Don't know anyone with a job like that. That's too bad. We're supposed to set out for the West Sea soon, but that's not going to happen without our captain. We've all been too busy getting the ship ready to look for him. Could you guys help us look for him? Just tell him that it's time to embark. Sorry about this, but we really need all the help we can get. Okay. Please do not report. We're also busy getting everything ready. So we need to look for El Capitan here. And if I'm not mistaken, he is not far. Well, the mention of the stomach aches or his stomach pains should give us an idea of what we're looking for. What are you looking for? A shitter. So off to seek the shitter, the wonderful shitter of sheet. Because he had to take a massive dookie. Nope. Hello, you done yet? I can understand if things are crowded right now with all the refugees, but do they really have to hog the bathrooms too? Hold on a sec. What is it, Jensen? Bathroom break? Why would I need something like that? I just thought maybe the captain's in there, you know? Pretty clever to figure that out, for you anyway. Captain, we know you're in there. It's time to embark. Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea it was time to leave already. And my asshole stinks. I'll run over to the port right now. Thanks for letting me know. Smelly asshole. Oh, God. It reeks of terror and shame. As a heads up, I equipped everybody with the ability to resist paralysis in some way, shape, or form. Through the quote-unquote immortal characters, that was done using their skills. For Mac and Jensen, I went ahead and used gear to accomplish that feat. I believe that's the only status effect you gotta really worry about. So we're looking for some pot. Just because it gives us some free stuff. What were you thinking I was talking about? And then the sea was mighty rough. The tiny ship was lost. Searching for free shit. Company policy. Hello there. Thanks to you, we'll be able to embark soon. You all really helped us out. Well, glad to hear that. Where's the captain? He's inside the ship preparing for our journey. Now we can finally get out to... Well, there's something you don't see every day. Did you see that just now? Whenever we see that light from the Western Sea, bad things start to happen in town. There must be something behind it. Oh, we're going off to the Western Sea to figure out what's hiding there. That's gotta be something. So that's why you're busy fixing this ship. Just to explore these choppy waters, is it? We have some real brave ones here. Why don't you guys come along with us? If it's not a problem, we'd all feel a bit more assured to have a group that looks as strong as you on board with us. Well, if you insist, but won't it be dangerous? What do you think, Kime?
Is this the ship they fixed up?
Captain! Let's take her out. I want to see if what they say about the source of magic energy is true.
The source of magic energy? I wonder. Ming, do you sense it?
I'm not sure. I do, however, sense the presence of
Do you
powerful
now?
energy.
Only one way to find out.
Sure looks that way.
Oh, the ship. Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun.
What was that?
That was creepy. We're surrounded. What? Maybe we're a welcome party.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's just go back. Who's with me? Come on, let's go. Turn this thing around.
We're going right into the heart of this thing. Fun starts once we get invited in. Wow, you know the sea so well, just like a captain should.
Cook, now's not the time to be a fangirl.
I can feel it. Oh no! Ah! Oh! Oh, here they are!
It's Sin!
Come on, guys! They're way over capacity here. Sorry. Let's get them. We don't like seafood.
We not seafood. You ask food for sea. Alright, let's do this. So we all... Oh, I also mentioned Earth. Earth is the weakness of water, obviously, in this game. Hence why that's what we have equipped. Now, what we may want to do is do a little bit of focus on tearing down what I would call the front line here. Let's just see what that does damage-wise from all of them. Well, she only has combo right now. As far as earth magic goes, we don't have the best stuff, but it should be enough to do some damage. What our goal is to lower the GC significantly in this first round. If not, kill the enemies there outright. So you can see the enemies are faster than us. But like idiots, they're attacking the back row, which is hilarious. And as you can see, he likes to replace the goodies. Don't bother stealing. I don't believe there's really much else to steal. Keep attacking that back row. Waste your turns. Also keep in mind we are somewhat over leveled, but again, this game's difficulty curve really does catch up. Which forces him to appear. Which is why you want to attack with everything that is your best thing to attack with. Because once he jumps back into the fray, your goal is to do maximum damage to him. So this battle, if you're underprepared, can be quite annoying. But it's not within the realm of doing. By any stretch of the imagination. And that's it. Again, I made that look easy, but realistically, if you're doing like a much more casual playthrough versus what I'm, doing, which is much more of a hardcore middle of the road, because there is like obsessed mode, which I have not done. That battle is still the same principle. You attack with your strongest spells and your strongest attacks, earth-based. This is probably the best party to handle that. If you need extra healing or you need a side healer, bring in Cook or Ming as a healer. But for the most part, we don't need healing right now. So, meh. And it'll be quite a while before we'll get like some uber leveling functionality. So there's no reason to worry about it.
This is just too much. We get it when we're on the boat. We get it when we're on land. I mean, we're getting it everywhere we go.
That's pathetic. We just got started.
I definitely feel it ahead of us. The source of magic energy.
The power that awakened the creatures who live in the dark caverns.
The light is coming.
Flash! Oh, defender of the universe! The dream has been revealed. Of course.
I know you probably hate me now, Anera. Or perhaps, as the descendant of the noble white-winged clan, you harbor no such vulgar emotions as hatred. Kind and gentle as you are, perhaps you have forgiven me. Perhaps you have accepted what I did, and now you pity me for being trapped in the prison of solitude again. But still good, kind Anera. I insist on making one last selfish request. Please hate me. Please hate me for eternity. If I know that you hate me, I can remain connected to you. If I know that you have not forgiven me, the pain of that will enable me to feel you close to me. Are you laughing at my convoluted reasoning? Then let me say it more simply. I am lonely. I fear eternal solitude. That fear has been with me ever since I killed you with my own two hands. "900 years have passed since we first met. In that conventional way, I took a husband. Even more conventionally, I gave birth to a son. Soon after naming the baby, said, my husband died in an epidemic. At his bedside, of course, I cursed the fate that would not let me die. Had you not been with me, Anera, I would never have been able to find the strength to raise Sed by myself. You said to me, There is no greater joy than for the child to be born and to grow up healthy. Fitting words from you, sole survivor of the white-winged clan. And also you said to me, you will be all right, Seth. You are no longer alone. Now you have said you will never be alone as long as he is with you. I nodded to you in a tearful recognition of the truth of your words, and you went on with some embarrassment. Leave said to me. I will train him to be a full-fledged man of the sea. If anyone should dare to threaten him, I will protect him with my life. How kind you were, Anera. How truly kind. Even now I can recall the carefree smile on your face when you were playing with Sid. You were such a frail little boy, but you steeled your heart to train him sternly, and on those days when he had cried himself to sleep, I often caught you in profile, watching him in sleep, your face suffused with ineffable gentleness. How glad I am, Anera, that fate brought us together in my long, endless life. I can declare without hesitation that you were my finest companion. So why, Anera, did events play out the way they did? To this day, I have no idea why. Do you? Did you know why those things were happening to you? This is what I would like to know. All the more so because I can no longer learn the answer. I desperately want to know it. It happened 30 years ago. I said goodbye to you and Sid, and made my way to the Tower of Mirrors, for the memory had come back to me. The mission on which I had come to this world, the task I had been sent here to accomplish, and the reason I possessed memories of 1,000 years spent in this world. I was a pirate who praised freedom above all, and what I enjoyed most of all was living wildly on the open sea. Exactly why I was so drawn to freedom, I myself did not know. But that was when I learned. Deep in the heart of one who desires freedom lies the pain of freedom denied. It was you, Anera, who first taught me the expression a prison of solitude. And it was true. I was trapped in a prison of solitude, not simply, however, because I was confined in a cave on a desert island. For me, being in this world was itself a prison of solitude. When I came to realize this, I headed for the Tower of Mirrors, in order to return to the world I had come from. Nourished by my 1,000 years of memories of having lived in this world, I would return to the world where I belonged. In the Tower of Mirrors he was waiting, Gongora, the man with whom I was supposed to return to my original world. I had no way of knowing, however, that this was a trap that Gongora had set for me. I can never forget how he stood there, spread-legged and defiant before the Tower of Mirrors, laughing that arrogant laugh of his. My stomach turns when I recall his hateful face, and my flesh creeps when I think of his cunning, fearsome trap. Gongora had no intention of returning to our former world. Instead, he hatched a fiendish plot to make himself ruler of this world and anyone who resisted him. He crushed without mercy. I was one of those who stood in his way. As soon as I learned of his evil design, I flew back to my pirate ship. Of course, such a monster could not be satisfied with merely waiting for me there. No, knowing him, I felt a terrible foreboding. Said, Anera, I screamed as I leaped into the ship. In the next second, I saw with a gasp that my foreboding had been correct. Both Sid and you were there, Anira, on the deck. Sid lay bleeding, and you, when you became aware of me and slowly turned in my direction, you had a strange gleam in your eye, and there was something in your mouth. It was Sid's leg. You had ripped it from his body. All sound faded. Sid lay there in a sea of blood, his leg torn off, trying to cry out to me. I couldn't hear a thing. I could read in his sorrow-filled eyes, however, his plea. Don't blame Anira. It's not his fault. I'm sure I must have said something. What happened? Or perhaps, how did this happen? Or calm down, Anira. Or be strong, Sid. But then again, I may have simply screamed, too rattled to produce coherent words. In any case, I could not hear my own voice. You were glaring at me, Anira. Your eyes shone horribly. You were no longer the Anira I knew. You had been possessed by some wholly other being. Why, Anira? Why? You spit out Sid's leg and let it drop onto the deck. And then you came after me. Sid's voice broke the silence when he shouted, "Stop!" Was he screaming at you, Anira, or at me to stop? The whole scene became enveloped in a white light. When I regained consciousness, I was laying on the deck. As I slowly opened my eyes and raised myself, I realized that my sword was gone, and only had an empty scabbard at my waist. I looked around in shock, and there you were, Anira, lying on your back. My sword had been plunged into your chest and stood there like a grave marker. Anira! I screamed and ran over to you. I started shaking you, but your eyes were shut tight, and there was no sign they would ever open again. I shouted at you to wake, to come back to me. Then I shouted to Sid. Sid, hurry, come here, Anira is... But there was no reply from Sid. Having lost so much blood, he was unconscious. If only you had been merely unconscious, Anira. If only you had been badly wounded but alive. If only you could have started breathing again. But my sword had done its job to horrifying perfection. It had pierced your chest exactly where it needed to in order to take your life. I stared at your corpse uncomprehendingly. Oh, Anira, lone survivor of the proud white-winged clan. Tell me, please tell me, what happened? Was I the one who killed you? I sensed someone approaching from behind. I turned to find Gongora staring at me expressionless. You killed him, he said softly, his voice devoid of emotion. I shook my head, wincing. No! My voice was hoarse, trembling. Gongora went on as if slowly pressing his sword, his words into my ears. Rather, it was you killed him. No, I would never do such a thing. The trembling of my voice spread into my entire body. To think that I might have killed you, Anira, with my own hands. That could never be. This was what I wanted to believe, but the reality before me was shattering such hopes. Gongora threw back his head in contemptuous laughter, all but proclaiming his victory over me. You see now, Seth, what you have done, killed the one you most love. You are on your way back to the prison of solitude. Again he laughed loud. And he was still laughing as he left the deck. This man who, knowing I could never die, set a trap for me that was crueler than death itself. I collapsed where I stood, Looking up at the sky, I felt tears pouring down my face. Tears of blood. Again, I was plunged into eternal solitude, never to be released from its death. Never to be released from it by death. Gongora succeeded in locking my heart in darkness again, sealing in my memories with it. I wept uncontrollably. I screamed until it all but ripped my throat to shreds. If my heart, my mind and soul, was something lodged inside my chest, I would have torn it out. Help me, Anira. Help me.
Well, if somebody is immortal, you may as well just make him suffer for all eternity. Well, you know, as they say, you gotta have goals in life. They don't have to be admirable ones. That did a number on my voice, though. It's been a while since I've done that voice. You okay, Captain? Yeah, I'll be alright. No big deal. I just felt like I was dreaming or something. Was I? Did I faint? It wasn't just you. We all fell unconscious when that light swept over the ship. Looks like we ran ourselves into a pier soon after that. Don't worry, guys. There's only 10 more of those stories left. By the way, what pier? Hey there, Sleeping Beauty. Finally woken by Prince Charming. On second thought, only a pirate could sleep this well on a boat. Shut your mouth, Jensen. How is it inside? Everyone is well. They've all woken up, and luckily no one seems to be injured. But Kym, where are we?
It's a good question indeed. Welcome to hell.
Now, if my memory serves me right... Okay. It sure is big. No one said there would be anything this big in Saman. You're right. It's strange. I doubt you could build anything this enormous without anyone noticing. Magic power here is at an alarming level. This must be the source of the power I felt on the sea. A small conspiracy around here. We should definitely look into it. Okie dokie. Alright. So we're now free to move around, but we can actually go in here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a one-time only dungeon. So you need to make sure you do everything that there is to do. And because you can miss out on certain items. No, not yet. I'm looking for... Sweet! Yeah, that's a missable one, unfortunately. I think that's... Yeah, that's... Do we need to rest? Yeah, we'll rest. Tastes like healing. We don't need to do any of this. Loading, 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 loading us back in. Loading, 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 rawhide. Alright, and then, yeah, this dude's actually important because we can buy something. It's only an increase of 10. I'm not going to bother. But we can buy Shieldus, which I don't believe we have. And Barricadus, which, you know, it's a while before we'll actually be able to get these again, so you want to get them. Yeah, we'll hold off. As far as what's here, because you never know when you're gonna need bombs. And since we are getting access to stronger ones, and we burned a lot of money to grab just that, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 36 bombs. I'm just double checking how we're doing with everything else. I think we're okay. Alright. The ring maker's here, but we don't need to worry about that. Let's go back and re-equip more standard rings on our characters. How's he doing? He's getting there. Hopefully he finishes slot 3+3 soon. But we do need to put something else here. So let's do that. She's still working on her stuff. Oh shoot, you know what? Mac could use that. Alright, we're all healed up. We're all good to go. Let's save, because saving's your friend. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Alright, let's head outside. Alright, let's move. Again, I'm going to be a little more thorough as I walk around here just to ensure that we find everything. Because missing things would be bad. And what do we got here? Slot seed. Sweet. Giggity goo hoo. Ooh, there it is. For some reason I walked right by it. Doot doot. Doot doot doot. Nice. Open sesame. So this dungeon is kind of strange in a sense that you need items to progress through here, and these items can be dropped or even quote unquote acquired from enemies. And this will make a lot more sense as you see what we have to actually do here.
What's wrong? It's Gongora, the traitor who stole our memories and imprisoned us all.
I'll be damned. What's he doing here? Has he got a twin or something?
Hey, stupid pants, get out of
Proves
here!
it. Guys without a brain can still walk.
Want to try that read again, guys? Alright, let's grab battle. So battles are important, at least for a little while.
We've taken the advantage.
And not the enemy type we were looking for. Why not? Take these dudes on a trip to Murder Town. Now this isn't the enemy type we're looking for. Unfortunately. Really should just have everybody attack, huh? So yeah, we'll just do that. Maybe to make it easier, we'll put steel on Seth as well.
I wish I was stronger.
Kaya learned attack boost, and Sarah learned level 4 spirit magic. Alright, let's go ahead and make a few changes. Okay. Let me think. Let's keep going this way. This place is kind of like a maze, so you gotta be careful about how you're traversing it, to be fair. Shh, there's someone here.
Load those components into the container and make it fast. Our work here is vital to the completion of Grandstaff.
Yes, sir. But why are we taking this station apart?
Well, before Grandstaff was built, it was a test site, a magic engine to amplify magic energy. Under Lord Gongora's direction, we are trying to double the magic energy available for his use. We're diverting the majority of the components from this site to Grandstaff, or so I'm told.
Is this an attempt to get Grandstaff back on schedule?
That's right. These components are already attuned to magic energy. We should be able to run Grandstaff at full power right from the start.
Well, that tells us everything we need to know. I think we can move this around, maybe. Want to try? Look, be careful. Okay. Huh. We'll leave it down there. There we go. You gotta like line up like just perfectly to do it. Then we want to go here. Nice. Barricade just won't go away. It says here that we need a gate key to pass. That's the problem. We don't have time to waste finding one either. So we gotta find one. How about we just take one of these, one from the security guards. If we try each of them, we'll have one in a jiffy. Don't worry, this is what I'm good at. Just keep them alive while I steal a gate pass from them, alright? Yeah, so this is the whole setting up steel on a lot of characters thing. So really we're just gonna put it on Seth here. Could put it on Sarah too if she has it. I don't remember if she does or not. Yeah, she does too. So we can do it like that for now. That way when we get into a fight with them, we can steal them. And as you can clearly see, we kind of need multiples. Sweet. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no! Look out!
Alright, so we need for sure at least 2 of these, and look who it is. So, guardsmen are the ones that are going to give us what we need. So, steel. Work on the guard armor. Steel. Steel. I don't believe you can get one from the armored dude, so it makes no sense to fight him. And again, since we are all powerful for at least the next dungeon or couple of dungeons, or areas where enemies will fight us and damage us, let's see, we're not fully all powerful, but definitely in good position. There's a gate pass, that's 1. Failed to steal. Here's a counter, but don't do that too often, buddy. Up, and Kaim is poisoned. We have 1. Nope. 2. 3. Okay, so we got 3 of them. Now we can kill them off, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, come on. At least there's a kill. Trying to end this fight. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna still steal more of these things, by the way. But we do have to work on the balance of it early on. So Seth learns anti-curse and learned okay, so composite magic. Okay, we need to make some adjustments. Probably didn't need to do that so much. Okay, so we need to remove the awakening bracelet, but we need to also equip that as a skill. That way we keep our slot 3. There's also the sorcerer characters too, but what is this? Level 4 spirit magic. I'd rather have that. Curse blocker versus the awakening bracelet. We'll take the awakening bracelet. And that's done, and we'll give her anti-curse. And then I did not put her on a new one. For shame. May as well. I don't think the main characters really have anything worth working on right now, except level 8 black magic. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do that. We'll check the other ones too, but level 8 white magic. So she's probably the one that needs to work on something different in general. Because Mac, though, has... Well, there's 3 combo there. And that's 30. You know what? Magic's a little more important right now. No, it's not. Not for her. Let's forget it. Have her do 3-hit combo and stand firm. Okay. Let's pull this up. Now, we're not done around here yet, because we can actually... We got 3 passes. So let's use them. The first one is obviously going to be over where we're coming from. I would say I think you need about 6 to 8 passes total, I want to say, to complete the dungeon and get everything. But yeah. See, these are mechanical enemies. They're not real people. So, or they're not real beings. So let's go with the concept that we don't necessarily need to... Well, let's go with the idea that we need to magically just waste them. Like, there's no reason to try to steal. They're not going to have gate keys. They're sentries, not guards. Got one. Might be able to get one from him, but I doubt it. Oh no. You son of a bitch. Well, that makes it as simple for what Jensen's gonna do this round. I love how the body just fucking falls off. They might have had a key, but I doubt it. I think it's just mostly the guardsmen that carry that stuff. Seth is Sarah's about to level. Yay. Oops. And we get the knight earrings. Sweet. Wait a minute. Yeah, this one's the weird one because it's hiding behind the arm. So you have to kind of know to do that. Though all of the cranes have the button kind of near it on this floor, so it's not really that hard to realize that. So we've used 1 gate pass. We still have 2 left. We're about to have only 1 left as we make our way up and around. Do 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 do. And up we go. Alright, Reno. Just trying to look around and see. And see that there. Let's head down this way. Dun 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 dun. Yoink! And we'll head back up. And that's our last pass. And we get the White Lotus and Lotus Ring. Which, White Lotus is... Yeah, that's what I thought. So if we go to Mac, slightly better. And then the Lotus Ring is damage up 2 and Machine Killer level 2. Since he's always going to be attacking, we're going to put that on him. There's never a time he should not attack, to be fair.
Oh no, look out!
We're gonna try stealing from him just to see. And we don't need that many people stealing. Either we're gonna get it or we're not. Or we just do that. Which I am also equally okay with.
Looks like I still have work to do.
Time learned weapon guard, Cephaler, and magic defense boost. Let's deal with that. We want that for him. Take the power bangle. This is bad. Hide.
Yes, bringing leaks. That's right, but we don't know if it's from the dismantling or something else, but it's affecting the surrounding area. Yeah, you heard Lord Gongora. We're supposed to ignore that.
Yay. Did you hear that just now? Yeah, this place definitely has something to do with the situation in Saman. Or Saman, or whatever you want to call it. Out of breath there, buddy.
But I won't let them manipulate me! No! I'll never go back!
I swear, Gongora's facial expressions are half the reason why this game has a few issues. No joke. Okay, there's that. We not much of a puzzle. Have to kind of understand how it works. Again, we. Nice. And literally, we just walk back the way we came. Not much to it. Hopefully, we get in a fight with some guards. Especially that fight we did earlier would be perfect. Not that that's relevant, I don't think. You know what? We'll just leave it for now. I'm not gonna worry about it. We know where it is. Right now, the random encounter RNG is being quite generous and bad in very different ways. And we're eventually going to have to fight some enemies that have, you know, them keys we need. But I will say this, we're also equally running out of time here for this episode.
Not too smart, eh?
Dun 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 dun. Alright, so here's another fight with a bunch of baddies. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to steal, you know, keys from these fools. And I will say this. We will continue this dungeon for obvious reasons. Because there's so much to gain. But I do want to thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. When we come back, we will have another set of 3 keys, which is good, which is very good. And we will be continuing through this dungeon, as there is a lot, obviously, going on here that we obviously need to sort out and figure out and all that good stuff. Because Gongora is definitely up to no good here. If we luck out and steal 2 gate passes right out the door. We'll just have everybody gang up on this one guy that they're stealing. That way we're guaranteed somebody's got to get it. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JackTartStudios for more live gaming action, and we will see you guys next time.